What's up, guys? Another exciting weekend. Another exciting week, rather, of sports. We officially got the 2024 World Series. It's all set. We got two iconic franchises. You got the New York Yankees and you got the LA Dodgers starting this Friday. So that's going to be a really exciting series. So all you baseball fanatics are excited about that. You know, you gotta love it, right? Two iconic franchises going at it. First time for the Yankees since 2009, and then first time since 2020 for the Dodgers. So you got that going on. We had another exciting week of NFL. Week 7 was crazy. Once again, you know, it just seems like we go later in the season and it just gets crazier and crazier. So another crazy week for NFL football. Week 7 will get the I'll provide you the lowdown there, and then we got to talk about that Lions and Vikings game because that was insane. That was absolutely crazy witnessing that. And then another crazy weekend of college football. We got to dive into that a little bit. And then obviously we got UFC 308 this Saturday at 2 p.m. because they're fighting in Abu Dhabi. You got the UFC featherweight title on the line. The champion Ilia Topuria, undefeated, going up against Max Holloway, a veteran in the UFC for many years now. It's going to be a great fight. You got to watch it. Main card starts at 2 o'clock. Order the pay-per-view. Check it out. It's going to be a good one. But yeah, we got to start today with NFL football, as always. Another crazy week. Week 7 was amazing. We started last week with Thursday Night Football. You had the Broncos dominating, absolutely destroying the Saints. The Saints are just not looking too good, man. And, beginning of the season, they had the most points after 2 weeks, 91 points after 2 weeks. That offense looked amazing. But now it just seems like they faded out. It just seems like they're not getting the points that they once were, And you got Spencer Rattler in there. That's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to have success with that guy in there because I watched a little bit of this game and he just did not look good at all. All the Saints fans, they let him have it because he did not look good at all. He's a bit of a crybaby, though, so you got that going on, too. But, the Broncos came into the Saints and just dominated. 33-10. Sean Payton, his return to New Orleans. He was the Saints head coach for many years there. Won a Super Bowl with Drew Brees back in 2009. So, the Broncos 4-3, 3-1 on the road. That's amazing. You got to watch out for them in the AFC West. We always want to talk about the Chiefs. Don't sleep on the Broncos, man. Look at they're playing some good football right now. You got Bo Nix leading this team, and that defense is pretty damn good too. One of the top 10 defenses there. So that was Thursday Night Football. That was a good way to start off week 7. So you had that, and now we gotta go through the rest of Sunday craziness, right? So I mentioned last week, that London game between the Patriots and the Jaguars, right? I told you guys just to sleep in, don't watch it, don't waste your time. You got two horrible teams going at it. Jaguars ended up kicking some ass. 32-16 against the Patriots. I said it before. Jaguars are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They still are with a 2-5 record. But the Patriots 1-6, dude, that organization fallen down really quick. And this is crazy. I've never seen the Patriots this bad in my life. Ever since I was a kid, because I grew up watching Bill Belichick and Tom Brady dominating the NFL, dominating the AFC East all those years. No one could touch those guys. But now fast forward so many years later, and it's a completely different team, obviously. They have nobody, head coach. I know it's his first year, but man, you just got to feel for the guy, right? I feel bad for that poor bastard. He has nobody. He has no good players. He has no stars on that team. Defense is horrible. That offense can't score any points. They can't win games. So Jaguars, big win for them, right? About time they won a decent game. But come on. Against the Patriots, let's be honest here. I didn't wake up early to watch this game. I watched a little bit, towards the end of the game, in the fourth quarter, and that was about it. So if you guys woke up early to watch this game, God bless you. If you didn't, good, because I was going to say, probably wasting your time watching this. So, Jaguars winning that one. And then you had the Seahawks and the Falcons. So the Seahawks losing 3 straight, which is crazy. We thought this was going to be one of the better teams in the NFL this season, especially the NFC West, which is wide open because, the 49ers are hurt. They just got done losing again to the Chiefs. You have the Rams in there they're all banged up. They're all banged up there, but they won this week as well. And then you have the Cardinals. who just won last night, last second field goal against the Chargers. So that division's wide open. So we thought, Seahawks, new head coach, young guy, Mike McDonald, coming from the Ravens, former defensive coordinator. This is going to be a good team. But heading into this game, they lost 3 straight. And then coming to this game too, the Falcons won 3 straight. So now you got so this game, the Seahawks won 34-14. So obviously a much needed win for the Seahawks. DK Metcalf had a touchdown in this game, but he got hurt too. Going to be out for a couple weeks with a MCL sprain. I saw that yesterday on SportsCenter. But yeah, big victory, especially on the road for the Seahawks, 34-14. Falcons losing at home, ending their 3-game winning streak. So yeah, Seahawks back in the win column there. So then the Bills beating the Titans, 34-10. Titans, I don't care if you put Will Levis in there. I don't care if you put Mason Rudolph in there. I don't care if you put Santa Claus in there. I don't care if you put, Giant Utah, all you Point Break fans. Great film, by the way, 1991. No, not the new one that came out many years ago. The original one, Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves. Yeah, Giant Utah, former quarterback. Great movie, watch it. But I don't care if you put him in either. The Titans are bad. I mean, they're right up there with the Patriots. 1-5, 1-2 away. Josh Allen, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, 21 for 33. Awesome, right? And Keon Coleman finally getting him involved in the offense. 4 receptions, 125 yards. And then Amari Cooper in his debut with the Bills got a receiving touchdown, so that's great to see there. But yeah, the Titans are just so bad. They're horrible. I mean, just like I said with all those other bad teams in the NFL, just get them out of there. Just tank for the rest of the season, because that's horrible, witnessing that. And then the Bengals go to the Browns, win 21-14, division matchup there. Joe Burrow, 15 of 25, 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's putting some points up. He's scoring some touchdowns. So all you guys having him in your fantasy league, like I do, you're happy about that. You like to see that. About time Joe Burrow starts to pick it up a little bit. But the Browns, I mean, that organization, they're 1-6. They're bad. They're 0-3 at home. Deshaun Watson, I hate to say it, but he's done. I mean, he tore his Achilles. He's done for the rest of the season. He was hurt last year, He's dealing with these sexual assault allegations. More than a dozen women coming out and saying that he sexually assaulted them, or he was sexually inappropriate with them. He's got a lot going on, man. I mean, this guy is just falling apart, and it seems like every day we hear something new about Deshaun Watson. It's horrible, but those sexual assault allegations, hey, I mean, if they're true, you did it to yourself, bro. I hate to tell you, but you did it to yourself. So you have him going down with a Achilles injury. He's done for the year. I mean, all done. But then you hear these fans actually cheer when this guy gets hurt. That's pathetic. All right, that's not right at all. Those fans, they don't deserve a football team. They took the Browns out 30 years ago to make the Baltimore Ravens, and they brought them back. The NFL can easily take them out now. They got the money, they got the power, they got the influence. I mean, the Browns don't even deserve a franchise. I mean, 1-6, 0-3, that's pathetic. And, they've been bad for years. Even when I was a kid, they were bad. At least the Lions are becoming a good team now after so many years, right? But we're changing the culture. Culture hasn't changed in Cleveland forever. I mean, they've been bad ever since before I was even born. They've been bad ever since I was a kid and teenager. The only times they were good was back in the 50s when they had the greatest running back, or one of the greatest running backs of all time, in Jim Brown, the top 3 running back. Many of you will say he's the greatest running back. Obviously, you can see here, I got the best running back of all time's jersey on, Barry Sanders. But, that's another discussion for another time. But yeah, back in the 50s, when they were winning championships, not Super Bowls, because it wasn't the Super Bowl. It wasn't called the Super Bowl back then, but they were winning championships every other year. Same with the Lions, back in the 50s. This is 2024. You guys haven't changed in 60 years. I mean, it's sad, or 70 years. It's sad. It's sad watching that. But the fans cheering for your starting quarterback on the field hurt. He tore his Achilles, man. And you cheer for that? You guys are pathetic. What a horrible franchise. What a horrible fan base to allow that to happen. And then you got Myles Garrett upset with the fans. So ding, ding, ding. Maybe that's time for you to get the hell out of Cleveland, join Detroit, because we need a defensive end. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, how the fans reacted, the Cleveland Browns fans, how they reacted, they're a disgrace. You do not cheer. I don't care how much you hate the guy. I don't care how bad he's playing. I don't care. He's a human being at the end of the day. You don't cheer when your star quarterback, your own player, that you're cheering for, your team, when one of those players get hurt, you do not cheer when they get hurt. That was pathetic. I couldn't believe I witnessed that. So you had that going on. Yeah, despicable. You don't deserve a franchise if you're going to pull that crap. But yeah, Bengals win. Browns are horrible. Just end the rest of the season. And forget it. Fans don't deserve a franchise after how they treated Deshaun Watson this past Sunday. Unbelievable. And then you had the Packers and the Texans. Packers coming back in this one. This was a really exciting one to witness. So the Packers 3-1 at home, coming back, winning on a last-second field goal. Very good game against a very good team. The Texans, Jordan Love, 24 for 33, 220 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's starting to pick up a little bit. Lions, you got him in a couple weeks. I know we got the Tennessee Titans 1 week at a time. We got to focus on those guys. But a couple weeks from now, that's going to be a big game. And we're playing at Lambeau Field. It's going to be tough. But especially how Jordan Love's been playing, dude, watch out. Everyone's talking about, I don't know about Jordan Love. No, obviously he missed a few games at the start of the season, but he's really finding his groove. He's starting to get comfortable. He's making plays. He's scoring touchdowns. He's doing his job. Crazy how the quarterback's job works in the NFL, right? But then Joe Mixon, 25 carries, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's obviously the Texans' bread and butter. He had a good game there. But yeah, very good game, very exciting game. Probably one of the better games this past weekend. But Packers winning at home. NFC North, man. Whew, watch out. The Colts winning against the Dolphins, 16-10. Yeah, Dolphins, when you don't have Tua Tagovailoa. Now they're saying he might be coming back soon. I don't know. That's another team that, despite them being 2-4, they're bad. They're bad, man. Colts, though, winning at home. Good to see that. Now we got to talk about the Lions and the Vikings. This is the game, obviously, much anticipated. You got the 5-0, the undefeated, at the time, the undefeated Vikings coming in off a bye week. Sam Darnold playing his ass off, his best season yet. Watch out for the Minnesota Vikings, right? That NFC North is stacked. But here comes the Lions coming in. And they came in with a goal of beating the Vikings on the road. And you had to. Lions had to go in there. They had to win. This is the big division matchup. 4-1 Lions, 5-0 Vikings. You had to go in there and punch them in the mouth. And we did. We did. Despite being up 21-10, we ended up winning 31-29. Great game. It shouldn't came down to that. We should have kept that lead, that comfortable lead going into halftime. But yeah, we'll dissect this a little bit. So yeah, Vikings, Lions. So Vikings coming off a bye. They were 1 out of 2 teams undefeated. Obviously, the only undefeated team now is your Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions. Shocker, right? So you got Jake Bates kicking the game-winning field goal with 15 seconds left. That was awesome. That was amazing. And now I got to talk about this fake punt on their first ever drive of the game. The first drive, the Lions drive, early in the game, you do a fake punt at 4th and 7. No, Dan Campbell. Let me tell you something, my friend. You cannot do that early in the game against a division rival who's undefeated, coming off a bye week, red hot. Okay, you cannot do that against the Minnesota Vikings, especially from your own 33-yard line. Like, what are you doing, dude? Are you trying to catch them off guard that early in the game? I get maybe later in the game, or if it was like a 4th and 2 or 4th and 1. But 4th and 7 from your own 33-yard line? No, it's not going to work, Dan Campbell. I was really pissed about that. I don't know about you guys. I was just like, what the hell is he doing? That early in the game? Like, what are you trying to do? I mean, are you trying to trick them? Because obviously it didn't work. I mean, we all know Dan Campbell likes to go for it on 4th down a lot. We have the most conversions and the most attempts since he arrived as head coach in 2021. We've gone for it on more 4th downs than any other team. And then I think we have the most fake punts out of all teams in the NFL. That's great, but they have to be successful. That was horrible. That could have cost us the game. That was very early in the game, and you're going to decide to pull that garbage. Dan Campbell, I love you, man. All right, you go for it. You got a set of cojones. You want your offense to stay on the field. I love it. I love how you take chances and risk. But you gotta be a little more, intelligent when it comes to that. You gotta really dig deep. Like, why are we going for it? Why are we doing a fake punt, 4th and 7 early in the game? That could have cost us the game. Thank God it didn't. But dude, I didn't like that. I didn't like seeing that. So you had that going on. Lions were up 21-10 at one point, like I said, at halftime. 21-10. They ended up winning 31-29. Hey, we'll take it. A win's a win, right? But obviously, the absence of Aiden Hutchinson is obvious, right? Like, there was no pass rush. Sam Darnold had all day to throw the damn ball. Thank God he missed on a few of his receivers. But once again, he had Justin Jefferson as his favorite target. He was catching everything coming his way, right? And then he missed a crucial drive. I mean, they were marching the ball down the field. You had Aaron Jones wide open in the flat. No, he decides to throw it to Jordan Addison and gets tipped. And then Brian Branch, once again, another interception this game. He got an interception off of that play. But dude, you can't let him have that much time. And it was obvious that Aiden Hutchinson's absence was there, right? You had Josh Pascal, who's coming in relief for Aiden Hutchinson, who had 1 hit in that game, no sacks. And then Pat O'Connor came in with 2 tackles and 0 sacks. Dude, that's our defensive edges, defensive ends. That's our edge rushers. You need to go out in the lines right now. You need to get an edge rusher now. Not towards the end of the year, not in November, within the next couple weeks. If it's not this week, definitely next week against Green Bay. You need an edge rusher now. Go get Myles Garrett. He does not like the fans in Cleveland, how they treated Deshaun Watson. He hates them now because they're despicable, they're disgusting. And then you got Max Crosby, who in an interview it just seems like he's, we're a team, it's a team effort, we gotta win. But dude, you can see his facial expressions. He doesn't want to be in Vegas. He wants to play for a team that's possibly going to compete for a Super Bowl, like the Lions. Ding, ding, ding. I mean, him, Max Crosby, and Aiden Hutchinson, they're boys. So, Detroit Lions, I know last week I said you're probably not going to get Max Crosby, but I don't know. After that interview, he did not seem pleased. He did not seem happy to be in Vegas, right? Which is crazy because who wouldn't want to be in Vegas? Sin City, gambling, you got clubs, you got, sports betting, you got shows, you got the high life in Las Vegas, Nevada. But that football team's not doing really good, right? Let's get a star player, open the checkbooks. Let's go, Brad Holmes. Get a defensive end now. Hassan Reddick, he's done. He's with the Jets. They're going to restructure a deal. They're going to make him happy, right? But go get Myles Garrett or go get Max Crosby. You need an edge rusher now because it was obvious that we were missing Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson plays in that game. He gets at least 3 sacks. He doesn't give Sam Darnold all that time to throw the damn ball, right? You need to get an edge rusher now. You got Tennessee coming up, and then the following week you got Green Bay at Green Bay. That's going to be a tough game. But you need to get a defensive end now. Open the checkbooks. Let's go Ford family. Let's go Brad Holmes. Get Myles Garrett. Get Max Crosby now. So, obviously, you had that going on. So, Malcolm Rodriguez, 5 solo tackles, 1 tackle. Alex Anzalone, 7 solo tackles, 8 total tackles. So, our linebackers are doing great. I love seeing that. Right? Brian Branch, BB, had another interception. He had 2 last week and a forced fumble, and then he had 1 interception yesterday and a couple of pass deflections. So Brian Branch, that guy, that's the steal of the draft. However you want to look at it, who was a steal? You can say Sam Laporta was. You can say Jahmyr Gibbs was because he's amazing. Brian Branch, I love that guy. He might be from Alabama. Yeah, we don't really like Alabama here in Michigan. But Brian Branch, we're glad you're a Detroit Lion. Thank you for doing your job and keep it up, dude, and stay healthy, please. We don't need to lose another player, for Christ's sake. So, Brian Branch, another interception. Like I said, he had 2 last week against the Cowboys. So that was great to see that. So the Lions, they have consecutive with their win on Sunday. They have consecutive seasons where they start 5-1. That's the first time they've done that since 1934. So 90 years. 90 years since that's happened. And that's from a Bleacher Report Gridiron Instagram page. But yeah, consecutive seasons to start 5-1, the first time since 1934. 90 years, guys. So keep it up, man. You know, like I said, Jared Goff's kicking ass right now. Just keep going. Keep that momentum going, please. So in the 4 games, this is from Adam Schefter. I saw this yesterday. In the last 4 games for the Lions, they scored more touchdowns, 18 touchdowns, total touchdowns, than Jared Goff has had incompletions, 15. So that's crazy. I mean, guys just throwing the ball. And yeah, they said yesterday on the Mike Valenti show for 97.1 the ticket, these passes are not just screen passes or the check down passes to the receivers or to the running backs. No, he's throwing it downfield, 20, 30 yards accurately because he has great receivers. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown, you got Tim Patrick, you got Sam Laporta, you had Jamison Williams, and we'll get into that a little bit. Unfortunate news there. But you have good receivers. You got Khalif Raymond. Get him involved. I mean, get everybody involved. You got Jahmyr Gibbs. He's a great receiving back. But he's throwing this ball down the field accurately, too. So more touchdowns than incompletions, which is crazy. That means we're doing a hell of a job. That means Jared Goff is kicking ass and doing what he's getting paid to do, and we're scoring points, which, for years. Obviously when we had Stafford, we scored points, but we just couldn't finish games. But now we're scoring points, and we're just keeping our foot on the gas pedal, and we're not letting up. We can't. Especially now, we're on a streak. We can't get rid of that. So, according to NFL on Fox, I saw this too. It was the first time since 1974, so exactly 50 years. A couple days ago, Sunday, they beaten a 5-0 team for the first time since October 20th, 1974. So 50 years since that was the last time we beat a 5-0 team. Crazy, and that's from NFL on Fox. So you had that. And then Jared Goff, 3rd straight game with 140-plus passer rating. He joins Aaron Rodgers, who did in 2011. Kurt Warner did in 1999. And then Roger Staubach did that in 1971. Only quarterback to accomplish that. Only quarterbacks, rather, to accomplish that. What do all these quarterbacks have in common? Roger Staubach, he won a Super Bowl, right? Yes. Kurt Warner, greatest show on turf. He won a Super Bowl, right? Yes. Aaron Rodgers, he won a Super Bowl, right? Yes. So, maybe there's something there. Click, click, click. Ding, ding, ding. Let's go. So the Vikings, they're coming into this game, the rushing average per play, 3.6 yards, was second best in the league. And then they had 17.8 points per game, which was 6th best. So they had a top 10 defense come to this game. I mean, no joke. Vikings there. And then Lions, they allowed 20 points per game, which was 9th best in the NFL. Rushing, our rushing attack, 155 yards per game, 4th best. So top 5 rushing game. I mean, obviously, you got the two-headed monster. You got Monty, David Montgomery, and you got Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm telling you, those guys are beasts. They're the best 1-2 combo in the NFL today. And then you had 30.3 points per game, which was 2nd. That's our scoring offense. That's how many points we average a game, which was 2nd behind Washington, who's just killing everybody right now. And then our passing game, we have 256.3 passing yards per game, which was 3rd best behind Dallas and Seattle. So, dude, our offense is great. Our defense is picking it up a little bit. Got a little scary at the end. But, dude, we still got to stay consistent. We got the Tennessee Titans coming up. We got to win that game. Yeah, I know they're not the greatest, but, dude, it's any given Sunday. Do not treat this game like, it's going to be a pushover. Because the Tennessee Titans, they're pissed. 1-5, 1-6 on the season. Can't they want to win. So Lions, just get ready for them. And let's focus on them. Let's don't look ahead to Green Bay. Okay, obviously we got Green Bay in a couple weeks. But let's focus on the Titans. Just do what you've been doing. You guys are playing great. So you had that game. That game was unbelievable. Like I said, the fake punt, not a big fan of it. Jake Bates, game-winning field goal. That was awesome. it wouldn't be a Lions game if they didn't give you a little mini heart attack, right? And this past Sunday, nothing's changed, right? So yeah, Jared Goff, 22 for 25, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's just killing it right now. Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 carries, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 receptions, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. You get those guys going, man, great things can happen. So yeah, Lions win, a big victory, a much-needed victory for the Lions, 31-29. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Let's go, Lions. Let's keep going, man. Let's don't stop. Let's just keep winning. We got this. We own this. All right? NFC North is ours to win. So keep going, guys. You're doing a fantastic job. 3-0 on the road, too, for the Lions. Unbelievable. You got to win those games on the road. So that was a great game there. Probably my favorite. Not trying to be biased, but, come on. Great game. Great division game there. And then the Eagles winning 28-3. Saquon Barkley just ran over his entire team. 17 carries, 176 yards, and 1 touchdown. Yeah. The Giants are bad. Another bad team. 0-4 at home. They can't win at home either. Just like the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants can't win at home. And they just got absolutely embarrassed by the Philadelphia Eagles, who barely beat the Browns last week. Yeah, that's how crazy the NFL is. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. It's nuts. And then the Raiders beating the Rams. Or, excuse me, the Rams beating the Raiders. I know. It didn't sound right when I said it. So the Rams, coming off a bye week, winning at home 20-15. Raiders are bad. Max Crosby, get the hell out of Vegas, come to Detroit. Or Myles Garrett, get the hell out of Cleveland, come to Detroit. We need an edge rusher. I don't care. Get someone soon. Gotta get him soon. Don't wait. Open the pocketbooks. Open the checkbooks. Sign an elite defensive end now if you're the Detroit Lions. So the Rams winning that one against the Raiders. And then the Commanders winning 40-7. I get it's against the Panthers. Trash franchise. Horrible team. 1-6 on the season. Yeah. They should just not play for the rest of the season. Just shut it down. Shut it down for the Panthers. But yeah, Commanders. 3-0 at home. Best offense in the NFL right now. Even without Jay Daniels. Rib issue. We don't know how long he's going to be out. I didn't see the report yet. But yeah, Marcus Mariota. He's been around the league for many years now. Came in relief, 18 for 23, 205 yards, and a couple touchdowns. Not bad. You gotta appreciate that. And then Brian Robinson Jr., 12 carries, 71 yards, 1 touchdown. Dude, this team scoring points, man. The offense is dangerous. The NFC East is theirs because I wouldn't be threatened by the Eagles. I wouldn't be threatened by the Cowboys. And I sure as hell wouldn't be threatened by the Giants because that team is just falling apart. And it's crazy that they still get these primetime games, right? Because it's New York, big market, right? Oh, football. But their team is trash. Same goes with the Jets. We'll get to them in a little bit. But both New York football teams are horrible. Buffalo's the only good football team from New York, coming, in the NFL right now. But it's crazy that the Giants still get primetime games, right? Sunday night football, Monday night football. Give me a break. I mean, Lions should get those. The Detroit Lions should get those primetime games. I get it. We got 5 or 6 this year, but come on now. Crazy. And then the Chiefs, once again, beating the 49ers 28-18. So it seems like the 49ers they don't know how to game plan against the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs are 4-0 overall since Patrick Mahomes has been there since 2018. 4-0, 2-0, overall, and then 2-0 in the Super Bowl. So the 49ers just cannot beat the Chiefs. Chiefs are the only undefeated team right now. And they're not even playing the greatest, to be honest with you, right? But they're winning. They're undefeated. They're the defending Super Bowl champions. They're doing something right. But then the 49ers losing at home. I mean, they didn't look good at all. I mean, you're losing a lot of people. Brandon Ayuk's done for the season. He tore his ACL. Christian McCaffrey's been hurt since the beginning of the season. Deebo Samuel had pneumonia. That's why he didn't play. He had the oxygen mask on. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? He must be sick. Well, sure as shit. Yeah, he had pneumonia, right? Jawan Jennings, you're losing a couple offensive linemen. I mean, this team is just destroyed, decimated with injuries, which is a shame because they are a good team if everyone's healthy. But when you're battling an injury bug, Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's the NFL, right? Very competitive. They say next man up, but look at our situation. Aiden Hutchinson. Obviously, we saw you can't replace that guy. I mean, you can get someone similar to him, but we couldn't get any pass rush on Sam Darnold. Same thing with the 49ers. They can't score points. And then another player that's injured is George Kittle, toe injury. So you got a lot of people. You got a lot of guys. You got a lot of guys hurt for. You got a lot of guys hurt for. You got a lot of guys hurt. Oh, microphone went dead. There you go. Sorry about that. So you got a lot. Yeah, that was crazy. You got a lot of guys hurt for the 49ers, right? So yeah, Chiefs undefeated, the only undefeated team in the NFL, 4-0, 4-0 all time since Patrick Mahomes has been there against the 49ers, and then 2-0. Two of those 4 wins are in the Super Bowl. 2-0 in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. So yeah, 49ers, man, they're in trouble. Got a lot of injuries. You hate to see it, but yeah, the Chiefs, man, they're rolling. Even though they might not be playing the greatest, they're winning. Patrick Mahomes is winning. That's all that matters. I don't care how many interceptions he has. He had 2 in that game. Brock Purdy had 3. So that's, you're not going to win a lot of games when you're throwing picks. And then Sunday Night Football. This is actually a pretty good game. Russell Wilson's debut as the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was great. It was greght to see. He threw for 3 touchdowns, over 250 yards. I think he set a record for a debut for a Pittsburgh quarterback. He looked pretty good. Going to this game, we were like, why is Mike Tomlin benching Justin Fields for Russell Wilson? I mean, they have a winning record. They just came off a win. They just got done beating the Raiders, who Davante Adams was part of that loss. And then he goes to the Jets and loses to the Steelers again. I mean, that is the craziest. That's one of the craziest things I ever even heard. So you lose to the same team in back-to-back weeks. Unbelievable. You got to feel for Davante Adams. He thought going to the New York Jets with his old pal, his old buddy from Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, that everything was going to be taken care of. Oh man, I'm playing with an actual quarterback. Yeah, that's why he threw another interception. And it seems like past three weeks or 3 weeks, it seems like Aaron Rodgers has had an interception in all those games. So yeah, he had an interception in this game. He had 3 a few weeks ago against the Vikings, and then he had 1 against who did he play? The Bills. Excuse me. Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers is not the Aaron Rodgers of 2014 or even earlier than that. I mean, obviously his age is showing. Guy still threw for 276 yards. I mean, you gotta appreciate that, but no. When you're up 15-0 or 15-6, going in this game at one point, you probably just want to continue that momentum. No, you let the Pittsburgh Steelers at home score 31 unanswered points on your ass when you were up 15-6. Do you not know how the NFL works? You have to score points. This is a scoring league nowadays, right? You need to score at least 30-plus points in order to secure a victory, right? For the most part. 15-6, it's not going to cut it, dude. I don't care if you're facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't care if you're facing the Detroit Lions. I don't care if you're facing the Tennessee Titans or the damn Carolina Panthers. You need to score 20 or 30-plus points to secure victories. 15-6, it's not going to cut it. So I don't know what the hell New York, what they were doing. They just fell apart. I mean, they just collapsed. They opened doors for the Steelers to come back in this game. Russell Wilson playing a great game. Najee Harris had a good night, 21 carries, 102 yards and 1 touchdown. Like, hello? I mean, it's not over till it's over. So the Steelers win that one 37-15 at home. Jets, they're horrible. You thought Davante Adams was going to change the season, right? Obviously, that didn't happen. I know it's one game. Maybe they need time to, get reps in and, get together, throw the ball, whatever, practice together. But, dude, the Jets are just so bad. I mean, they're another bad team. You fire your head coach a couple weeks ago, mid-season, you get this Jeff Albrecht guy trying to come in as interim head coach, trying to lead this team, but nothing. It's not changing anything. You get Davante Adams this last week, try to change that offense. Nothing. It's not working. That defense just fell apart. Like, they couldn't do anything. That's why they got 37 points scored on them. So that was Sunday Night Football. The big victory there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But yeah, Jets fans, that's what I'm telling you. Both New York teams, the Giants and the Jets, are horrible. The only good New York team is Buffalo. Buffalo is playing great football right now. So then Monday Night Football, you had two, not one, but two. We got gifted with two Monday Night Football games. So the first one, 41-31, the Ravens over the Buccaneers. They were up 41-18 at one point, so they just let the Ravens let the Buccaneers come back. Here's what I don't get. In that situation, why is Todd Bowles allowing his number two receiver, Chris Godwin, onto the field? And look what happened. He messed up his ankle. He's done for the season. You saw his ankle. I mean, it was turned sideways. Yeah. Why are you putting him in that situation? Why is Baker Mayfield still out there in that situation? You're not going to win. You're not going to win. Under 2 minutes left. And you're down by like 15 or something at that point. Or you're down by 10, excuse me. Why are you letting your number two receiver out there, going out there, Chris Godwin? You lost Mike Evans for the rest of the game with a hamstring injury. He was trying to battle it out, but he's probably going to be out for a couple weeks now, right? But now you have no number two. Chris Godwin's done for the season. He dislocated his ankle. He's done. Todd Bowles, what the hell were you thinking, bro? Like, hello? I couldn't believe it. Like, they were talking about it. I really didn't notice, but then I'm just like, oh, that's Chris Godwin. And then I'm like looking at the score and I'm looking at the time and I'm looking at the quarter. I'm like, why is he still in there? Why is Baker Mayfield still in there? You really think you're going to win this game against the Baltimore Ravens, who just ran the ball all over your ass last night? Lamar Jackson just threw 5 touchdowns against your ass? And you think you're going to win this game, right? Why was Chris Godwin out there in that situation? Why was Baker Mayfield out there? God forbid, if he gets hurt, who's your quarterback? Like Tampa Bay, Todd Bowles, what was going through your mind when you were thinking about that? I hope he gets grilled today on the morning shows, because that was horrible. I mean, that was just poor, not only execution, but just poor, just lack of common sense. Hey, you're going to lose this game, pal. I love, you're still trying to be competitive, but Chris Godwin and Baker Mayfield should not have been on that field in that situation, because now you lost your number two wide receiver for the rest of the season. Yeah, good. Because now you got 10 more weeks of regular season ball and you just lost one of your top receivers. You're an idiot, Todd Bowles. Why would you allow that? It's just a bonehead decision that he made. So you had that going on. Ravens, Lamar Jackson throwing for 5 touchdowns. Guy looks amazing. Top 3 team right now, in my opinion. I got them, Chiefs, and Lions. No particular order. Maybe put Chiefs at 1. Or maybe I'll put the Lions at 1. And then Chiefs, and then Ravens. But yeah, Ravens looking really good right now. But the Buccaneers, to allow Chris Godwin and Baker Mayfield on the field in that situation when you are going to lose this game, like, there's no doubt. That should have never happened. That was pathetic. So Todd Bowles, yeah, you deserve an ass chewing from not only the radio hosts or the radio shows this morning, but from the fans, because that was pathetic that you allowed that to happen. So you had that. And then the Chargers and the Cardinals. Cardinals kicking the game-winning field goal. That was a good game. Questionable, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. I thought it was a clean hit. I mean, yeah, he did lead and target the head, so of course they're going to call that. But man, to call that in that situation, it led to the game-winning field goal for the Cardinals. So you feel bad for the Chargers, because the Chargers had that game. They let it get away. It would have been a big victory on the road against the Cardinals, but the Cardinals win. So yeah, Cardinals won. The 49ers lost, and Seattle won, and the Rams won. So yeah, 49ers, they are struggling in the NFC West right now. So yeah, that's week 7 for you. Yeah, a lot to digest in that one, right? Like I said, another crazy week. You gotta love it. Bears and the Cowboys were on bye weeks this week. So with that being said, we go to week 8 now, and now LeBron has to make his picks. So pick-wise, I think I've been doing all right. I think I did pretty good last week. I did pick the Saints over the Broncos. That was a stupid decision, right? So week 8. So a short week for the Vikings and the Rams. We got Thursday Night Football. That's how week 8 kicks off. Vikings are going to come back. You know, they're going to rebound. They're going to win that one on the road against the Rams. I got the Vikings in that one. So we got that to start off week 8, and then we got the Sunday. We got the Sunday schedule. We got the Eagles and the Bengals. So they're 0-3 at home, the Bengals. I don't know. I like the Eagles in this one. I really do. I think they're going to get a win on the road. So I got the Eagles over the Bengals. So the Ravens and the Browns, oh dude, forget about it. I got the Ravens. Browns, like I said, just forget about the season. Shut it down. Deshaun Watson's out for the season. You guys are done. So Ravens over the Browns in that one. Division matchup too. So be careful on that. I should bite my tongue. But no, Ravens looking really good there. Titans on the road against the Lions. Lions playing at home. They're 2-1 at home. I got the Lions winning this one, but do not take this team lightly. It's any given Sunday. We have to win this one. So I got the Lions over the Titans there. Cardinals at Dolphins. I like the Cardinals in that one. Dolphins are just, they're horrible right now. They got nobody going on for them. You got the Jets at the Patriots. Division matchup, and Patriots are horrible. They're 0-3 at home. I'll go with Aaron Rodgers. I'll go with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Hopefully, maybe he can connect with Devontae Adams. He has a couple of touchdowns, which is possible because the Patriots are horrible. So you got that. Falcons and Buccaneers, another division game here. I think the Buccaneers, with the loss of Chris Godwin and how they just kind of played, obviously those 2 scores towards the end of the game, they were down 41-18 at one point. I think the Falcons are going to come in this game after losing to the Seahawks last week, and they're going to win this one on the road. I got the Falcons over the Buccaneers. Packers at Jaguars. Packers are playing good football. I like the Packers. Jaguars, yeah, they beat the Patriots, but it's the 1-6 Patriots. Let's be honest here. I got the Packers winning this one against the Jaguars. Colts and Texans, another division game. This is going to be a close one. I think the Texans bounce back. He was, Green Bay Packers, I forgot to mention, their defense only allowed 86 passing yards from C.J. Stroud. 86. That's crazy. And this is one of the top, 10 quarterbacks in the league right now. 86 passing yards on 21 attempts. Yeah, Green Bay's got a legit defense. They got the most takeaways out of the NFL. So, but despite that, I think they bounce back in this game against the Colts at home. They're 3-0 on home turf. I got the Texans winning that one. You got the Saints and the Chargers. I got the Chargers this one at home. They're going to bounce back after that crushing defeat against the Cardinals last night. You hate to see it, but I got the Chargers winning against the Saints at home. And then you got the Bills and Seahawks. This is going to be a good one. But I like the Bills. I don't know. There's something about Seattle. They won after losing 3 straight. Maybe that's the momentum that they needed. They're playing at home. It's a tough environment there, but the Bills are playing good football right now. Josh Allen, if he continues to do what he's been doing, they will win this game. I got the Bills over the Seahawks. By the way, Geno Smith, he leads the NFL in passing yards with 1,985 passing yards. So, like I said, I see that being a high-scoring game, but I got the Bills over the Seahawks. Panthers and Broncos. I got Broncos at home. Panthers are horrible. Like I said, another team that should shut it down. Shut it down because they're horrible. Chiefs and Raiders, another division game. I got the Chiefs in this one. I think they continue their undefeated streak. It's a division matchup, so anything can happen. It's gonna be an interesting one. But the Chiefs, they're on a mission this year. The defending Super Bowl champions, and the Raiders are just Speaking of the Raiders, Bray Max Crosby, get him the hell out of Vegas. He does not want to be there. He wants to be in Detroit. I'm telling you, open the checkbooks. So I got the Chiefs over the Raiders there. You got the Bears and the Commanders. I got the Commanders in this one. Commanders are going to win. Bears coming off a bye. But that Commanders offense, 3-0 at home. Highest scoring offense in the league. Without Jay Daniels, possibly. Got a rib injury, so Mariota might get the start. We'll see. -3 for Chicago. So -3 for Chicago might be telling you something there for the betting line. But I like Commanders at home. That offense looking pretty good, despite possibly not having Jay Daniels. I think with Marcus Mariota, he can do a good job against the Bears. So I got the Commanders there. Cowboys at 49ers. This is your Sunday night football game, classic rivalry game here. Two iconic franchises. Cowboys coming off a bye. They're 3-0 on the road. And then 49ers, they're 2-2 at home, and they're just battling so many injuries. I will go with the Cowboys. As much as I hate it, just the 49ers, they're just banged up. Offense, defense, a lot of their offensive players are out. Brandon Ayuk's done for the season. Who knows about Deebo Samuel and his health. You got foot injury with George Kittle. You got Christian McCaffrey out with his calf tendonitis or whatever it's called. He's been out since the beginning of the year. But the Cowboys, fresh off a bye, they got their ass whooped by the Lions a couple weeks ago. They're ready for a win. And 3-0 at home, I like those odds. I got the Cowboys over the 49ers there for Sunday Night Football. And now Monday Night Football for Week 8, we got the Giants and the Steelers. So once again, there's the Giants. And you got to love it, right? 2-5, 2-1 overall, 2-1 on the road. And then Steelers are 5-2, 2-1 at home. Giants, they're not doing anything good. Steelers are looking pretty good, on the opposite end there. Russell Wilson has another good game against the Giants, who have nobody. I got the Steelers winning at home against the New York Giants on Monday Night Football. And that's Week 8. Those are the Week 8 picks for the prize. It's going to be a good one. Go Lions, baby. Keep this momentum going. This is yours for the taking. Go get it. So with that being said, we got to hop over to college football. So the rankings came out. Oregon's number 1. Obviously, one of the best team in the country right now. 7-0, undefeated. Destroying everybody. You got Georgia at 2. Penn State at 3. Jumped to 3. You got Ohio State at 4. Texas moved down to 5 from the number 1 spot. They're number 5. You got Miami, Florida at 6. The Hurricanes at 6. You got Tennessee at 7. LSU's at 8. Clemson's at 9. Iowa State's at 10, which is crazy. And you got BYU at 11, you got Notre Dame at 12. So that's, if the season ended today, that would be your college football playoff right there. And then another thing too, I want to talk about Navy. I want to talk about Navy and Army. 2 teams that for the first time since 1960 are in the top 25. And then the first time since 1945, both teams are undefeated. Look, you gotta love seeing that. That's awesome. Our men and women in the armed forces, salute to them. Thank you for your service. Your football teams are kicking ass right now, so keep it up. You gotta love it. That's one of the many great things about college football. Anything can happen. Yeah, and Army's ranked number 23. Navy's ranked 24. First time they're in the top 25 since 1960, and the first time both teams have been undefeated in the season since 1945. So it's been many years since we've seen this. So awesome. That's why I love college football. Anything can happen. Any team can show up and punch you in the mouth and handle business. And I love seeing that. So good for you. Good for those teams there. My cousin served in the Navy, so thank you for your service, Tiffany. Shout out to her. But yeah, first time in a very long time, those teams are in the top 25, and both are undefeated. And then Vanderbilt, these guys are ranked number 25. So it's craziness going on. You got Alabama at number 15. What's going on? What's going on in college football? This ain't right. But at least they're ranked, right? Now we got to talk about this Michigan State game. We have to, right? I'm from Michigan. This is an iconic rivalry game. You're in the Midwest. Gotta love it, right? So Michigan State. So they're playing each other, obviously, this weekend, 7:30 on the Big Ten Network. So that just shows you how bad both of these teams are. It's not even nationally televised. If you don't have the Big Ten Network, you're screwed. You don't have to watch it. Maybe it'll save you some misery, because I'm not even excited about this game. I really am not. After watching that horrible, probably the worst Michigan football game I ever witnessed in my entire life last week against Illinois, maybe all of you who do not have the Big Ten Network are saving yourself some misery. So this is the first time since 2008, and this is from the Detroit Free Press. First time since 2008 since Michigan plays MSU coming off of a loss, right? So it's been a very long time since that's happened. And it's the first time since 2005 that the Spartans won their previous game, and Michigan lost theirs. So 2005, I was 9 years old in the third grade, and then 2008, I was in the sixth grade when all that was going down. So it's been a very long time. I mean, Michigan, obviously, this is not the same team as last year, obviously. When you don't have a damn quarterback who can throw the ball more than 20 yards down the field, who can't throw it accurately, you throw it behind your star wide receiver, Colston Loveland, and then you throw it 20 yards in front of him. I mean, you're not going to win games like that, dude. And I watched those plays. I watched the first couple of series for the Michigan Wolverines offense. I'm just like, oh, jeez. They're not going to win this game. And sure as shit, they lost 21-7. And Illinois is a good team. I mean, 6-1. They might represent us in the Big Ten. I mean, you got Indiana, too, who's undefeated, which that's crazy. First time since the 60s since that's happened. But, yeah, we got to talk about Michigan State. Obviously, an iconic rivalry game. We all, I'm a Michigan fan. I got Michigan State fans, in my family. So Michigan leads this all-time series, 73-38-5 trophy series, the Paul Bunyan Trophy. 40-29-2, Michigan leads in that. Michigan has won the last two meetings, including that 49-0 ass beating last year against Sparty at Michigan State. This is the 117th meeting between these two schools for the Paul Bunyan, and it started in 1898. So it's been a long time since these teams went against one another. They've been going against each other for a very long time. So Michigan, I looked this up the other day. I think it was statreading.com. Michigan, sixth fewest pass plays per game, 128.3. And to give you some perspective, here are the other teams who have the fewer passing yards. Air Force, Army, who's undefeated. So obviously the running game's working for them, or maybe their defense. Iowa, who can't score any touchdowns. Kennesaw State. Who the hell is Kennesaw State? Who the hell is that team again? And then UL Monroe. Who the hell is UL Monroe? Well, like Michigan, in terms of passing, we're in this class of schools. Like, we have the sixth fewest passing yards. Well, yeah, duh. When you don't have a damn quarterback who can throw the ball 20 yards down the field, Jack Tuttle is not a quarterback. I hate to tell you. You might as well put Davis Warren in there. Might as well. I mean, and because Alex Orji can't throw, we don't have a quarterback. You had all this time. You had the whole offseason. You had the spring to get someone from the transfer portal, or just get somebody come in and be a dual threat quarterback. You didn't do it. And maybe that's one of many reasons why Jim Harbaugh left. He saw this team and he's like, screw that. I'm going to go to the NFL and work with Justin Herbert and possibly win a Super Bowl. I don't know. I mean, he saw this team. It's like, okay, yeah, I won the national championship. I've beaten Ohio State. I won the Big Ten championship. Time for me to go back to the pros and make more money. Well, Sherrone Moore, I tell you what, you lose this game against Michigan State, kick him out. Fire his ass. He's gone. Gone. A lot of people are trying to defend him. Oh, it's his first year. Give him some time. No, dude. He took the reins. He knew he was going to be the head coach. Let's be honest. When Harbaugh left, he knew he was going to be the head coach. He didn't do a damn thing during the offseason. He didn't get a quarterback. Nothing. You bring all these guys in, these coordinators. You get Wink Martindale to be the defensive coordinator. You know what? Their defense is not the issue. Everyone wants to say, "Oh yeah, their defense, man." Oh. Well, when your defense is out on the field 90% of the game, of course they're going to give up big plays. Of course they're going to give up touchdowns. They're exhausted. They're human beings. They're not robots, right? Our offense has to do our job. The offense has to do their job, controlling the clock, running game. Khalil Mullins, Donovan Edwards, get them going. Maybe don't fumble the ball like they did in this past weekend against Illinois. Let's start throwing the ball to Colston Loveland. Get him involved. Tyler Morris, Samaj Morgan, get all these guys involved. But when you don't have a quarterback, it's hard. It's very hard to do that. It really is. Yeah, crazy, right? You need a quarterback? Holy crap. Unreal. Yeah. Woo! Unreal. And then in 2023, yeah, obviously last year when we beat the Spartans 49-0, it was the worst defeat at Spartan Stadium ever in their program's history. They're both 4-3. They got 2-2. They're both 2-2 in the Big Ten. Michigan lost to Illinois 21-7. Like I said, the worst Michigan football game I ever witnessed. To score 7 points in 4 quarters of college football, especially after you just got done winning a national championship last year, and you're the University of frickin' Michigan. A lot of tradition, a lot of star athletes coming out of that school. 7 points, trash. Get that crap out of my face. I don't want to witness that. They better show up against Michigan State. And I don't even know if they're going to win against those guys. Even though I saw the other day they're giving Michigan State 5 points. Really? Michigan's the favorite in this game? Michigan, who has the 6th fewest passing yards in all of college football, right? There's 134 teams. They got the 6th fewest passing yards. A team that lost 21-7 against Illinois. 7 freaking points after 4 quarters of football. I don't know about that. In my eyes, they are definitely not the favorite. But you had that going on. Then MSU just got done beating Iowa. Iowa can't score. 32-20 after losing 3 straight. He lost to Boston College on the road, 23-19. You got destroyed by Ohio State, 38-7. Then they got destroyed at home against Oregon, 31-10. But Michigan State's going to come after you. Well, you think they don't remember that 49-0 ass beating last year on home turf? You don't think they remember that? This is a rivalry game. This is for Paul Bunyan Trophy. This is state bragging rights for a whole year. They're coming after Michigan. And like I said, I don't know if Michigan's going to beat this team. I don't think Michigan's going to beat Michigan State. I don't see it. You got Aiden Childs, star quarterback, 6 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 1,468 passing yards. Kerryon Lynch Adams leads the team in rushing with 424 rushing yards. Nick Marsh leads the team in receiving with 433 yards. So the team has 15 total touchdowns in general, but then they're 4th and 6 on 4th down conversions. So in this game, a lot of crazy things have happened in this rivalry game. 4th and 2, 4th and 1, 4th and 3. They're going to go for it. So our defense has to be ready for that. Michigan, I know if they're trying to dissect this game or trying to game plan for this game, be ready for that. But Michigan, dude, I'm just having horrible flashbacks of that game because it was so bad. It was so bad, dude. Oh, it was horrible. Yeah, you have 134 FBS Division I football teams. And, team rankings, they're scoring 18.5 points per game. Michigan, Davis Warren leads the team in passing. He's got 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But he hasn't played since Arkansas State where he threw 3 interceptions. And we almost lost that game too against Arkansas State. Who the hell is Arkansas State? At home, by the way. But Jack Tuttle isn't any better. That guy can't even throw the damn ball. But then Khalil Mullins leads the team in rushing, 676 yards on 110 carries. Yeah, maybe start feeding him the ball more. Oh, crazy concept, right? We've been running the ball for many years now. Past few years when we were dominant. You had Blake Corum, you had Donovan Edwards. That's how we won most of our football games. Crazy how that works. And then you got Loveland, Colston Loveland leads the team in receiving with 344 passing yards, or passing reception, or receiving yards rather. Colston Loveland, get him involved, dude. But like I said, when you don't have a quarterback, it's hard. Yeah, and then Michigan has 5 penalties per game, which is number 21 in the nation. So yeah, we're very undisciplined. I wouldn't be surprised if they get double-digit penalties in this game. They got to clean it up. This is a rivalry game. This is no joke. Like I said, if Michigan loses to Michigan State, Sharon Moore and that entire staff, fire them. Get them out of there now if that happens. And then Michigan State's got 24.3 points per game, which is ranked 55 in the nation. And then total touchdowns, we got 18 total touchdowns. So these two teams don't really score that much. I don't know. It might be a low scoring game. Maybe not. Maybe they just go all out. Lot of stats on the line. Maybe it might be one of those games. And then you got Michigan State scoring 21.6 points per game. You got Michigan scoring 21.1 points per game. Like I said, these two teams don't score a lot. You got Michigan State. You got 150.2 rushing yards per game, which is ranked 67th. And this is according to team rankings. Michigan's got 180.3 rushing yards per game, which is ranked number 40th in the country. So maybe start giving Mullins the ball, get Donovan Edwards involved. Because obviously you don't have a quarterback to throw it more than 20 yards down the field. You're not going to have success in the passing game, which is sad because then it's going to expose us later in that game because then they're going to just sniff and understand, oh, hey, they're running the ball because they can't pass. They know that. And then Jack Tuttle, this guy. Oh, my God. Oh, dude, watching him last weekend, I wanted to throw the remote at the TV. That's how frustrated I was with Jack Tuttle because this guy is not a quarterback. He's not. 25 years old, you're playing with a bunch of kids. Go home. Go home. You do not deserve to play college football when you're 25 freaking years old. Washington, he had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 sack. And then Illinois, number 22 ranked Illinois. 1 interception, 5 sacks, 20 for 32. Did not have a single touchdown pass. He's not a quarterback. Get him out of there now. But who's your best replacement? At this point, put Davis Warren in. I don't give a damn. Don't put in Orgy because that guy can't throw a football either. But put Davis Warren in because Jack Tuttle, if you go with Jack Tuttle in this game, you will not succeed. You won't succeed. So, yeah, this game, Michigan State, classic rivalry game, right? Should be awesome. Should be exciting, right? No. Both teams can't score. You got offensive issues on both sides, especially Michigan. Because at least Aiden Childs can run the ball. He's athletic. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's a decent passer, but he can use his legs too. Saw that in the Iowa game last weekend. But besides that, are we truly, really excited about this game? All you Midwest people, the state of Michigan, are we excited? 7:30 on the Big Ten Network. You're going to really watch that game? I am. Have to. Part of the gig, part of the job. College football. Gotta love it, right? But this game, man, it's gonna be bad. But the fact that Vegas has Michigan as the favorite, -5, according to ESPN Bet, against Michigan State, that's crazy. Because I've watched this team since the beginning of the season. They are definitely not the favorite. No way in hell. So with that being said, we got to look at Week 8, another crazy week of college football. When isn't it crazy, right? Got all these teams. Anything can happen. Oregon, 35-0 against Purdue. Yeah, it's freaking Purdue. Let's all relax there. BYU beating Oklahoma State 38-35. That was a good game, right? They're undefeated. 7-0, 4-0 in the Big 12. Awesome to see that. Yeah, number 13 ranked BYU. So don't sleep on them. And Florida State, yeah, another loss, 1-6. Yeah, gotta get rid of the coach. Rebuild, start fresh if you're the Florida State Seminoles. But now we gotta get to Georgia and Texas. So Texas, welcome to the SEC. You got your ass kicked. You got punched in the face, and you started bleeding all over the place because Georgia had you from the get-go. Quinn Ewers. I don't know why I keep calling him Brock. Quinn Ewers, 25 for 43, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns. But 30-15, dude, Georgia came into Texas, right, on the road, picked up a huge victory. You go to the number 1 ranked team in the country's home turf and you beat them and you dominate them. That's a huge victory for Georgia. So, yeah, 30-15, Georgia wins. But, yeah, did Texas get exposed? They're running all over people since the beginning of the season, putting up all those points, but then you face an actual SEC team and you got punched in the face on home field as the number 1 ranked team at the time. But yeah, Georgia, big victory for them. Miami in the crazy matchup. This was the noon, 12 o'clock game. They win 52-45 against Louisville. That was a crazy-ass game. I watched most of that game. Whew. Back and forth, dude. But they're undefeated still. 7-0, 3-0 in the ACC. Number 6 ranked Miami. Tennessee beating Alabama 24-17. Another loss for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And I saw this the other day. It's their first time they had 2 losses before the month of November, since 2007. I was in the 5th grade. one of the biggest songs that came out that year was Umbrella by Rihanna. Yeah, because that's when that's when her career started to kick off. But that's how long it's been. Yeah, crazy, right? I mean, frickin' Rihanna, Umbrella. Yeah. Heard that song every single frickin' day on the radio. I want to smash my head through the window. But yeah, that's how long it's been. Since 2007, first time since 2007, Alabama has had 2 losses before the month of November. Yeah, obviously Nick Saban's not there anymore. It's a different team. Kalen DeBoyer, head coach. Yeah, he's not Nick Saban. Comparing apples to oranges there. But Tennessee looked really good. Another defeat to Alabama. They beat them a couple years ago in a classic. I remember watching that. Came down to the last second field goal. That was crazy. But yeah, Tennessee winning at home against Bama, 24-17. Now Alabama's outside the top 10. Probably the first time in probably same amount of time. 16, 15 years. 17 years, whatever. But yeah, Tennessee with big victory against Alabama there. LSU continue to dominate. 34-10 against Arkansas. Iowa State winning 38-35 against UCF. Another big game there. Clemson taking care of business. 48-31 there. Notre Dame winning 31-13. Texas A&M winning there. Indiana undefeated. 56-7. Destroyed Nebraska at home. 7-0 for the season. 4-0 in the Big Ten. Nebraska's no joke. Or not Nebraska. Indiana's no joke. And Michigan plays them in a few weeks. They're probably not going to win that one, Michigan. I hate to tell you. You got that. And then Missouri winning against Auburn. And then Michigan losing. It's 21-7. You score 7 points in a college football game. You're the University of frickin' Michigan. You just got done winning a national championship. You beat Ohio State 3 straight years. You won the Big Ten championship 3 straight years, and you came and beat Illinois. You scored 7 points, and that came in the second quarter of that football game. Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, Jack Tuttle, get him out of there. He is not a quarterback. 25 years old. He should be working, not playing football with a bunch of kids. That's a little weird. That's a little creepy. And it shows. He sucks. Wisconsin winning against Northwestern 23-3. And I'm looking at Michigan's schedule, dude. They got Michigan State coming up this weekend. They probably going to struggle against them. You got Oregon the following weekend. They're going to get demolished there. And then, you got Indiana. You're probably not going to win that one. You might win against Northwestern because they are horrible. But then Ohio State in Columbus, bye-bye. You're not winning that one. So, yeah, definitely an off season. A bad season for Michigan. Hopefully they can rebound next year. But this weekend, if they lose to Michigan State, Sharon Moore and that entire staff, get rid of them. I don't want them here. I'm not dealing with it. Oh, it's 1 year. It's his first year. You gotta give him some time. No, he had all the time in the world to get a good quarterback. He knew the quarterback situation. He knew the situation in general. He decided not to do it. He decided not to act on it. So I don't want to hear it. Colorado winning big, 34-7 against Arizona. As I mentioned, Michigan State beating Iowa. So yeah, that was week 8. Crazy week there. We gotta go into week 9, make some picks, for some top games there. But yeah, Michigan State, big rivalry game. I'm gonna go with Michigan. Can't go against them, right? Even though they are god awful. But if they lose this game against Michigan State, oh my God. Woo. I mean, right now, if you're Michigan, you just play for pride. I mean, you're playing Michigan State, one of your biggest rivals, a classic rivalry game. Go into the big house and just punch them right in the mouth. Play with pride. Because obviously, the first 8 weeks, you haven't played with pride. I mean, you barely beat Arkansas State. You barely beat Fresno State at the beginning of the year, your first game. You got destroyed by Texas. You got exposed by Texas, really. You lose back-to-back games. You've lost 2 in a row, Illinois and Washington. And then another thing about the Illinois game. You had a whole week to prepare for that game. A whole week to prepare for Illinois. And you have 7 points to show for it? Pathetic. I mean, unbelievable. So with that being said, that should piss you off to get ready for Michigan State. You go into the big house and you punch them right in the mouth. under the lights, rivalry game, Paul Bunyan Trophy on the line, state bragging rights on the line. You got to go and beat Michigan State. You have to. Play for pride, guys. Play for pride at this point because you're not making the college football playoff. You got 3 losses. You guys are done. So the rest of the season, just go out there and play. Just have pride, right? Have the energy. Don't quit now. This is the worst time to quit. Go into Ann Arbor this Saturday night and beat Michigan State. Please, for the love of God. Because I don't want to hear my cousin, talk crap in my ear for a whole year. So now, week 9 is here. Got a couple games on. Let's see. Yeah, Nebraska and Ohio State. Ohio State's going to win that one at home. That's the noon kickoff there. So I got Ohio State there. Notre Dame and Navy. I'm going to go with Navy. I'm going to go with the upset. Navy at home. They're undefeated. First time since 1945. Gotta love it. Washington and Indiana. Indiana's winning that one. They're playing very good football there. Got Indiana, Oklahoma, Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss going to win that one. Oklahoma is just not good in the SEC this year, 1-3. I got Ole Miss winning that. Let's see. Any other big games? Oregon and Illinois. Oregon's winning that one at home. They're the best team in the Big Ten. Number 1 ranked, Oregon. So they're going to win that. BYU and UCF. BYU's going to win that. Missouri and Alabama. I'll go with Missouri in this one. Alabama, they're not the same team. They are not the same team as we've been seeing for many years. 10 plus years. And no more Nick Saban, man. I'm telling you, that guy knew how to recruit the best of the best. Who else we got? We got a lot of games. And then obviously Michigan State. I'm going to go with Michigan. Not really confident with that answer, I'll be honest with you. After watching last week against Illinois and then a few weeks ago against Washington, yeah, that's piss poor football there. Texas at Vanderbilt. I'm going to go with Texas. They rebound after losing to Georgia. But Vandy, at home, they beat Alabama a few weeks ago, 40-35. Definitely a game to watch there. Florida State and Miami. Miami's going to kill Florida State. That's not even a rivalry game there. Should be. It is, technically, but no, not this year. Penn State and Wisconsin. I got Penn State winning that one. Then Michigan State. So here we are. The spread's -5. So what does Vegas know? Why is Michigan the favorite here? Playing in Ann Arbor. Cold October night. Gotta love it. Fall. 7:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. So not even on NBC or CBS or ABC or ESPN. No, Big Ten Network. That's how bad both of these teams are. Horrible. Both are 4-3 overall, 2-2 in the Big Ten. Michigan bragging rights, state bragging rights for a whole year. Paul Bunyan Trophy on the line. I got Michigan in this one. Not very confident because that quarterback situation's god-awful. It's dreadful. It's disgusting. But Michigan better come out and play with pride. And they better punch Michigan State in the mouth early and continue the attack. Because if you allow an opening for these guys, they will take advantage of it. Aiden Childs, he's no joke. He's a running quarterback. We've had problems with running quarterbacks in the past. Beat Michigan State. Punch them in the mouth. Play with pride. That's all I'm going to say. But I got the Wolverines in that one. So you got that. That's really, that's week 9. So a couple big games there. Obviously, you got Michigan State. Classic rivalry game in the Big Ten. All you Midwestern people, especially the state of Michigan, you love this game. Maybe not this year because both teams are horrible. But college football this weekend, check it out. Michigan State, 7:30 on Big Ten Network. Should be an interesting one. So that's all of college football. We got to hop over to baseball now. So baseball, we officially got the 2024 World Series in check. We got the Yankees and the Dodgers, 2 iconic franchises. This is the 12th time these 2 teams have met in the World Series, which is the most of any franchises in the MLB. This is the 12th time they've met. The most ever between 2 franchises. which is crazy. You have a lot of talent. You have a lot of history between these two franchises. You got World Series wins on both sides. Obviously, the last time they went against each other in the World Series was 1981. The Dodgers won that one 4-2 in 6 games. Yankees, their last World Series win was in 2009. I was in 7th grade when that happened. So it's been a really long time since they won a World Series. And then Dodgers winning one back in 2020, COVID year. So, whatever, right? Shortened season. Yankees have 27 World Series. Dodgers have 7. Like I said, the last one coming in 2020, and then last one for the Yankees came in 2009. So, yeah, Hall of Famers on both sides, right? You got Yogi Berra, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Babe Ruth, Sandy Koufax, Pee Wee Reese, Jackie Robinson when they were the Brooklyn Dodgers. So lots of history there between these two franchises. And then fast forward to today's stars. So you got Giancarlo Stanton. This guy, if you're a Yankees fan, you're kissing his feet. Leader in home runs in the postseason. He's got 5. Leader in RBIs, 11. So how the Yankees got here, they beat the Royals 4-1 in the ALDS, and then you beat the Guardians in the 4-1, in Game 5 there. That was a great series, by the way. The Yankees and the Guardians, lots of drama. You had David Fry game-winning walk-off, 2-run homer in Game 3, and then you had Juan Soto go-ahead 3-run shot, 3-run homer in extra innings in Game 5. So a lot went down in that series. That was a very exciting series. I thought the Tigers and the Guardians was a great series in the ALDS, but in the ALCS, Guardians and the Yankees definitely stole the show for there. And then on the Dodgers side, obviously they beat the Mets to get to this point in the ALCS, and they beat the San Diego Padres in the ALDS to get to the World Series. And you got Mookie Betts, who's the leader in postseason. Home runs. He's got 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. He's the leader. He's batting .295, which is great. Ohtani, batting .286. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, but he has 17 strikeouts. Not really Shohei Ohtani numbers, especially in the postseason. He's got to come up big in the World Series, in my opinion. But he's still a great player, one of the best players out there. But those 17 strikeouts, you got to clean that up. And then Judge, regular season, he's probably going to win MVP. He should win MVP. 322 batting average, 58 home runs, 144 RBI. This guy, ever since he put on the pinstripes, he's been a crowd favorite. He's been a great player. He's been an impact player. People love Aaron Judge, right? But in the postseason, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 13 strikeouts. Another big-time name, another star athlete who needs to clean up the strikeouts, and he needs to come up big in this series because it's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be tough for both teams. Both teams are good. They have the ability to score runs and play good defense. And their pitching, both teams' pitching have been phenomenal this entire postseason. So, Yankees and Dodgers, Friday. Don't know what time yet. It's probably going to be a late one, probably like 8 o'clock on Fox, probably. But yeah, Game 1 in LA. I don't care for either team. My best friend, Eric Balucky, shout out to him. He's going with the Yankees, obviously. That's his team. Ever since we were kids, he's loved the Yankees. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. But yeah, Friday, Game 1 of the World Series. Check it out. Friday night, probably on Fox. So check it out. It's going to be a good one there. So now we got to end this episode today. Yeah, I know. A very long one. We had to talk a lot about football. I know. But yeah, we got UFC. We got Fight Night. UFC 308 going on this weekend, Saturday at 2 o'clock. Because they're in Abu Dhabi, so the time change, right? The crazy-ass time change. Ilia Topuria, he's undefeated, 15-0. Average fight time of 10 minutes and 2 seconds. So he ends fights early. That's his goal, right? He has a 46% striking accuracy. His takedown accuracy is 56%. And his takedown defense is 92%. So he's really damn good. And that's why he's the UFC featherweight champion. This is all from UFCstats.com. His defense is 65%. His last fight was against Alexander Volkanovski, which was back in February 17th of this year. UFC 298, he won by KO/TKO. He became the featherweight champion as a result. Great fight. He's a savage. But he's going up against another savage. One of the OGs, I like to call him, because he's been around for a really long time. 26-7, Max Holloway. Blessed, that's his nickname. Max Holloway, 26-7 record. 16 minutes and 15 seconds average fight time. So he likes to end fights early. 48% striking accuracy, defense is 59%. His takedown accuracy is 53%. Takedown defense is 84%. So yeah, those numbers alone, this is a pretty even matchup. This is going to be a good fight. And this is probably the only fight I'm really interested in, to be honest with you. The UFC featherweight title, 145 pounds. The undisputed belt on the line. His last fight, Max Holloway's last fight, was against Justin Gaethje. You know, I'm sure a lot of you saw that knockout of the year. It has to be the knockout of the year, right? 1 second left, 5th round. He didn't even need to do it. He told him to get in the middle of the octagon, and they just start swinging. And then Max Holloway got him with a right hook, boom. And Justin Gaethje went down like a ton of bricks. Like, knocked him out, put him to sleep. Night-night. Good night. See you later. It was awesome. Definitely the knockout of the year. It was unreal. And it's for the BMF title, the Bad Motherfucker title, won by KO, TKO. And that was at UFC 300 April 13th of this year. He's on a 3-fight winning streak too, Max Holloway. So winning the featherweight title would be awesome. And speaking of the featherweight title, last time he won the featherweight title was at UFC 240 when he beat Frankie Edgar, who's retired and a UFC Hall of Famer. It was July 27, 2019. So I just got done graduating college last time he became UFC featherweight champion, and he won that fight by unanimous decision. So yeah, Ilia Topuria and Max Holloway, UFC featherweight championship on the line. This is a very good matchup. It's going to be very exciting. Really the only fight I'm excited about on this card. I mean, yeah, you got Robert Whittaker and Khamzat Chimaev in the co-main event. That's going to be a good one too, but I like this featherweight championship main event between Ilia Topuria and Max Holloway. I got Max Holloway win this one. I like Max Holloway. I think he's more of a savage than Ilia Topuria, but you can't sleep on Topuria because he is a straight-up savage as well. But I think Max Holloway is more skillful. I think those skills are going to be too much for Ilia to handle. So I got Max Holloway winning that one. And then the co-main event, Robert Whittaker, Khamzat Chimaev. I'm going to go with Robert Whittaker. You know, Khamzat Chimaev, he hasn't fought in a really long time. He's dealt with illnesses. He always pulls out of fights. He can't make weight. You know, the guy's unbelievable. Like, come on. That's one of your main jobs as a fighter. Make the damn weight. Robert Whittaker's going to win this one. Knock him out, hopefully. But I like Robert Whittaker in that one. But yeah, Danny Ige's on this card. Alexander Rakic and Magomed Ankalaev. 2 light heavyweights going at it. But yeah, decent card. But yeah, obviously the UFC Featherweight Championships, the headliner, the main event, 5 rounds going on this Saturday. UFC 308, Saturday, 2 p.m. The main card starts. Check it out. See some guys beat the crap out of each other. Make each other bleed. You gotta love it, right? And with that being said, we're done with this episode of Guys Time with the Prize. So thank you for joining me. I know lots to talk about in terms of football, the Lions, the Michigan Wolverines, Michigan State. You got Oregon, #1 team in the country. You know, you got a lot of things going on, a lot of injuries. If you're the 49ers, that's unreal. That's unbelievable to witness that. You got the 2024 World Series set for Friday night between the Yankees and Dodgers, 2 iconic franchises. You got UFC 308 going on this Saturday, 2 p.m. Main card starts. But yeah, lots of football today. So thank you for joining me. This episode is going to be available on my YouTube page at Guys Time with the Prize, and then the audio version will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. You already know the drill. But yeah, thank you for joining me again. You guys were wonderful. You guys were amazing. Thank you. You guys have a great rest of the day. And go Lions and go Blue. All right, take care, guys. Have a great rest of the week.